Hi everyone, my name is Jaya Khatri and we have Caroline with us. She's joining us from Germany. And today we are going to discuss about the similarities between Makar Sakranti, that's the harvest festival, and the Oktoberfest.
Alles BRD.
So, as you all know, Makar Sakranti is a very big festival in India, and it is one of the most unique festivals celebrated in India. And it follows the solar calendar. And Makar Sakranti, which is also called as Harvest Festival, it falls on the equinox day. That means one considers that day and night are equally long, and it is officially marked the beginning of the spring or onset of the Indian summer, and the days become longer and the night becomes shorter. So in Punjab, we celebrate it as Lohri, and in Rajasthan as Makar Sakranti, in Tamil Nadu as Pongal, in Assam as Bihu. And I was fortunate enough to be in Assam on the day of Bihu, and I have observed that in Assam people wake up early in the morning and they take a bath with the cold water. That signifies that they are now saying goodbye to the winters and welcoming the summers. So India is a really very beautiful country, and it has lots of festivals. And I am sure that not just these four states which I have named, they celebrate Makar Sakranti, but the other states as well. So, Caroline, can you please tell me how do Germans celebrate Oktoberfest and how did it actually start?
Yes, sure. So the Oktoberfest is one of the main biggest festivals in Europe, or let's say also in the Western world. There are every year coming around 6 to 7 million people all over the world to celebrate each weekend from the beginning of September to the first weekend of October. It's also a funny story because it is called Oktoberfest, but the main 3 weekends are in September because over the years, the September was like a more warmer and better month to celebrate rather than October, where the weather isn't good at all anymore. And September is also known in our harvesting. It's like the last month where you really can harvest, or then the season finishes. So the last weekend is usually always on the first weekend of October, but the first 3 weekends are in September. But it's so the original Oktoberfest is in Munich in the state of Bavaria. It's in the southern of Germany. And there is a big Wiese, it's called. It's a big place in the middle of the city of Munich, where big Zelte, it's called in Germany, are like tents, are built up with many flowers and big tables with many benches, so the people can come and celebrate together, drink. The main focus for the now known Oktoberfest is drinking beer. Yes. It's the main focus for the Oktoberfest. Everyone is coming there, and there are always only six main Bavarian beer names that are always since 200 years. There are always only those beers, and none other beer from other countries or from other regions than Germany can be sold. Only those six. And the most known beer is the Paulaner or the Tegernseer, that are really like from Bavaria. Tegernsee is like a lake 1 hour from Munich. And so it's like a traditional beer that gets made there and is gonna be sold especially for Oktoberfest. And the main original Oktoberfest was 200 years ago, and it was originally the wedding of the King of Bavaria, and it was the festival for him. He got like private parties to celebrate his marriage, but also like the people wanted to celebrate for him. And over then the years, it got mainly always a festival for the people to celebrate the king and his happily marriage. And always when he got a child, they tried to celebrate it. And the marriage was on October the 13th. So that's why it got Oktoberfest. But then over the years, many wars were held in Europe, like the Napoleon War, First and Second World War. And there the Oktoberfest got held a little bit smaller because there was, it wasn't a time to celebrate. The people were very poor. And so they tried sometimes just to get the people together again and to just appreciate being together, trying to enjoying the life. But it's not always have been a period where they could celebrate every year. But there it was called more from Oktoberfest to Bürgerfest. Bürgerfest means like really the festival of the people. And after World War I and World War II, it became more and more the festival we know now in our days, because after First World I and First World II, the land was very, very poor. Farmers, like many people died. Many farmers didn't have any capacities anymore, any money to really harvest. But making beer was always beverage that everyone could pay for, because beer never was, or even now isn't such an expensive alcohol beverage, and everyone could drink and make beer because it's also easy to make. And so the people wanted, like the farmers in Bavaria came together again and tried to really make some beer to the people, to just to forget the years of poverty and big wars. And so they tried to really do this festival again with really just beer and getting the money together. And then also there was more like games and Festspiele, it's called, like games for festivals with like the big Rad, a großes Rad, and it's like a big wheel.
Okay.
So it's
maybe a giant wheel.
It's the giant wheel, and you can get on it, and you will see the whole Munich, the whole city, and it was like a wonderful way just to get over the skies and see the whole cities. And the main attractions were really held there, and so the people just wanted to go there for one weekend and put on their wonderful clothes. They are Trachten, it's called, and the Tracht is festive, historic clothing, and you really just put it on in Bavaria for very unique moments. And so the tradition came that for Sundays and Saturdays, you put on your best clothing and just go enjoying with beer and friends and food and doing those games just to quick come out of all the years with war and just celebrating. So that is the main focus right now also in these days, just to come together, drink beer. Now it's gotten like a real alcohol festival because of the beer.
Yeah.
And yes, but there are many traditions. All people come from everywhere just to see how Germans celebrate and putting on these clothes. And it's a nice way. It doesn't have to do anything really with appreciating the harvest, but it's also after a long summer just to come together and be happy. Yes.
Yeah, might be originally it might not have to do something with harvesting, but later on it had some role to play. The harvesting has some role to play. And similarly, over here in India, Makar Sakranti, on the day of Makar Sakranti, people come together. I mean, their friends and families are together and celebrating this festival. So, this enthusiasm of being together is something common, and also to look up to upon to the next upcoming days together. That's also maybe something common between these two.
Sure. Because in Germany, it's not so common to have so many festivals like in India. So it's also like a thing that every German wants to go once in their lifetime to the Wiesen. It's the original word is Wiesen, and just to have fun with friends and family. But over the years, also many little towns all over Germany have tried to copy a little bit the original Oktoberfest in a much smaller way, but it's all over Germany in those period of time. But the real big one, and everyone should just go and see it one time in their life, is in Munich.
Definitely. So the main agenda of this video was to get an insight into the Indian culture and into the German culture. And this project of Alles BRD, we will be taking also forward, and hope to see you in the next video where you will find something new about the German culture. Thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you.